Welcome to Seth's Daily Podcast. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. This is the Line Before Podcast and Seth's Daily Podcast as well. We're blessed enough to have a special guest co-host, Malcolm Johnson. How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. And we are blessed enough to have a country music singer that's going to be playing in Breathitt County Saturday. Sorry. He's going to be playing Saturday. It's for a good cause, and you guys should definitely come out both nights, Friday night and Saturday night. And we're blessed enough to have an interview with Shipp. How are you doing tonight, man?
Doing all right, man. How about yourself?
Doing good. And tell us a little bit about that benefit concert.
Okay, so basically what we got going on is all the proceeds for this concert are going towards the families that were affected by the floods over in Breathitt County, over in that area. What was it, like 50% of the houses were wound up being destroyed, and people don't have power, water, anything like that. So basically all the proceeds that we make off of this are going towards getting sheetrock, nails, screws, stuff to fix these houses up for these people so they have a better living situation.
That's amazing.
And what's the name of the place it's at?
It's the Holcomb Complex. Yeah, Mike Holcomb Sports Complex. It's like a football field out there.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pretty good show. Are you headlining Saturday night?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Jesse Keith come down with laryngitis. Sucks, man. I really, really was looking forward to seeing him again.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out to Kentucky Music Mafia as well, as they're playing Friday night. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, but
you're good. Yeah, they're like brothers to me, man. They're real good folks.
Great dudes. And I know Malcolm's got some he's a singer as well, so I know he's can ask you way better music questions than what I can. So go ahead, Malcolm.
Well, most of my singing background is from musical theater, so I don't know if it would be the same kind of singing. Occasionally, like it wasn't until my mother just shoved a guitar into my hands after telling me stories of her being a roadie for Parliament and Funkadelic in her college days that she was just like, "You're going to learn to play this," and I was like, at 12, I was like, "Okay." And so, after listening to Pink Floyd and all of these other amazing artists, I can occasionally pick and sing a tune. But no, I love hearing stories of the road because most of my experience is from a technical technical background. Like I've been stagehands for people like Chris Stapleton and the grandchildren for Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn. I've done comedy acts, this and that for theater shows, but I've always just loved hearing like road stories. For instance, two questions really spring out to mind, and for me in particular. The first one would be like, what would you say, within reason, like that you can say safely, what would you say is one of the craziest, like on the road, this thing happened, and then that you can say within safety. And then the other one would be like, where would you say is probably the most interesting or probably the most you felt out of place performing somewhere, and why?
All right. So craziest thing that happened to me on the road so far. Actually it was bringing the tour bus back from a show that we did over in Tennessee, and we ended up we missed our turn with this thing and ended up backing up into somebody's driveway, and the gravel was real soft coming into their driveway, and we flipped this thing right over on the fence and had to, I'm part of the fire department here in Carrollton.
Hell yeah.
So the person's driveway we pulled into was my chief's boss at work. He works at this like bus repair company, but it was his boss's house that we laid it down on. That was nuts, man. He was really cool about it though. I ended up playing him a song. He follows my music stuff now. He was real easy going for given the circumstances, but that was probably the craziest thing that happened.
That's amazing. I love that.
But my most out of place show I ever had, and I guess it was just because I was so new to playing shows. I last 8 or 9 years I did mostly street performing. I lived a while in Mexico City street performing, and I lived in New Orleans for about 2 years on the streets. But most out of place, I went to it was my first show with Jesse Keith Whitley, actually, and I was the new green kid on the lineup. You know what I mean? So it was at Music City Bar and Grill for a show we were doing called Cajun Kids Christmas, where basically we were making up a bunch of money for the kids that got affected by the hurricanes that happened over there in Louisiana not too long ago.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I felt like a sore thumb though, just being so new to everything. You know what I mean?
Well, that is super cool. Like, yeah, I always just enjoy hearing stories kind of in that vein. I had another one, but it kind of escapes me at the moment. After your next gig, what do you have lined up as far as, you know, any dates that you can announce if you haven't yet, or anything of that nature?
So the 2 dates that I'm playing over in Illinois, Friday and Saturday. Oh, they're not on your phone. One's gonna be in Walnut Hill, and one's gonna be in Sandoval, Illinois, on Friday and Saturday. I'll go ahead and make a post about it on Monday whenever we get through this show. It's pretty much crunch time for Breathitt County, so
Yeah.
we've been focusing a lot on this. I do have a little show over at this place called Mi Viejo here in Carrollton, and we're calling it Taco Tuesdays. So that's gonna be a cool little thing. I get a free meal out of it and stuff.
What's the date of that one?
That will be this coming Tuesday. So 6th, 7th, 8th. I think the 8th.
Yes.
All right, cool. So that'll be June 8th. That's a cool one. Oh yeah, and something real cool. My manager's pretty good friends with Brad Gaines, the manager for the Steelwoods, and they're going to be introducing me on stage at the Rooster Tail Festival coming up here in Madison. It's going to be super cool. Super excited. I look up to those guys a lot.
That's awesome. Now with the gig that you've got coming up, the Relief Atmosphere, how long did it take you to put that together? And I'm imagining you had no pushback from the local community. So I was just, everybody is wanting to get some sort of help in there. I'm just curious how, from the conception of the idea to pretty much now, what kind of time frame were you looking at to set that up?
That'd be something George would be able to answer a lot quicker. Can you ask that one more time? I didn't catch the first part.
No, you're good. From the idea of just like, hey, this horrible thing happened over here. I would love to be able to put on a relief concert and to try to get some help in there to stimulate efforts.
What happened was there was a guy named Chris Freely. He's the emergency management director from Breathitt County.
It was about 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, and he had went down to Texas with me to help cut trees up, everything else. Took a bunch of relief supplies down there, gave out some stuff with the Cajun Navy and a church down there and different things. And went to people's houses, help them out, put tarps on the roof, different things. But anyway, Chris got impacted by the flood at his mom's house, and some big friends, of course, he's emergency management director. And so anyway, he reached out to me and asked if there's anything that, we'd like to, that we could maybe help with. He'd like to do a concert or something like that. Asked me to head it up.
I just remember the day that he called. We were in the courthouse playing for for that Allison and the mayor.
Nice.
Right.
So anyway, we said, sure, let me get with you. So then I'm out, put word out to a few people, and so everybody jumped on board, wanted to help. So anyway, I appreciate all the folks volunteering to, actually come do it. All we give them is just a little bit of expense money for their gas and stuff, and put them up in a hotel. One's got a hotel.
Well, we've had it set up for about 3 months in advance, I'd say.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
So we've had a little bit of time to plan it.
And what is your Facebook page? I seen you got a YouTube page as well, and I'll put them in the description. Just send them to me, and so people can go like it and subscribe to you.
I have I'm Wes Shipp, SHIPP music on Facebook. You can just click the link and follow. On my I've done maxed out 2 personal pages. So I'm trying to kind of push everything towards the music page right now.
What's
You
the
can find me
YouTube
on
page?
you can find me on TikTok and Instagram too, under official West Shipp on Instagram.
Hell,
All right. YouTube's the same, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just send me them links and I'll put them in the description, man. And
All right. And you can also go to gmoretalent.com and find my bio. And whenever I get my EPK back, which should be here in the next few weeks, I'll have all my music on there and whatnot. I got a song dropping actually June 20th that I wrote about my dad. It'll be my first song, and it'll be on Spotify, ABC. ABC's picking it up in a few channels. Yeah.
so
but,
June 20th, would you be down to do an interview so we can promote your song?
Yeah, most definitely. I just have to get with you on a time frame because I got a few interviews that day.
Oh yeah, I can interview you June 19th if you want to, if you're free that day.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right.
Not a
And
problem.
oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you being on as well. Who's your biggest inspiration in music or just in life?
My biggest inspiration in life was definitely my dad. He was just taught me to keep on pushing, man. And that's what I did. You know, everything he said, I worship the ground that he walked on, you know what I mean? But in music, my 2 favorites were definitely Keith Whitley, and I sort of somewhat emulate a lot of what Eric Church did. I'm a really big Eric Church fan.
Yeah. How was it performing during COVID? Because like your first performance after the pandemic slowed down and they started letting shows happen, what was it like? Was you like nervous and stuff?
Well, see, I was doing a lot of smaller stuff at that time because when COVID started, I was funny story. I had hopped a freight train over to Copperas Cove, Texas, and I was homeless at the time. And I was going to fill in playing banjo for one of my buddies' bands, and that's when the first shutdown happened over there in Austin. And I didn't play too many shows after that up until just recently. And mostly I've been in between firefighter training and doing smaller shows here and there. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's picked back up. I'm kind of new to playing shows, you know, on a professional basis. You know what I mean? I'm still pretty green to it, but I'm getting used to it. Starting to get my sea legs.
What would you say, aside from just the constant attention of people, is the hardest thing to try and get used to?
For me, that first few minutes of playing a set, that first few songs is always a big thing for me.
I feel that.
I've suffered with stage fright for a long time now, but yeah, once I get through those first 3 or 4 songs, I'm fine. But
I can certainly relate to that with my own theater background. Just the first couple minutes of a show when everybody goes on, it's just that nerve-wracking moment because that's when you have to immediately hook the audience and get everything going there. And it's like doubled or tripled or quadrupled because if you're the main focus of the show, or if everybody's coming to see yourself, you're going to have to be like, it's time to go, or you're going to disappoint people. So there's obviously an enormous pressure right off the bat. So anyone who tries to take that on, I applaud them.
Definitely. And this will be the first one that I'm actually headlining. So the nerves are definitely a factor here.
No, I certainly understand. But I know that you're going to kill it, and I look forward to it immensely.
Are you going, Malcolm?
Pardon?
I will not, unfortunately, be able to go. I am in the process of doing a radio show at the local theater, and then I'm also sound designing the 2 kids' summer shows that they are in rehearsal for one, and then as soon as they put that one up, they start rehearsals for the second one. So no, I love the opportunity. Don't get me wrong. It's just my time is not my own right now for the most part.
I understand that.
Yeah. Can we talk about the video that went viral of you singing Riley Green song?
Yeah, definitely. So after that festival shut down that was supposed to play over in Texas, we had me and an ex-girlfriend of mine had hopped a train over to Little Rock and got a ride with a friend, and friend ended up ditching us over in North Little Rock outside this Walmart. And it was probably the best thing that happened to me because 5 minutes later, this guy walked up and he's like, "Hey man, I record you playing a song and I'll buy you a meal, give you a few bucks." And I was like, "Yeah." I didn't think nothing of it because I mean, being homeless 8 or 9 years, I had a lot of people, lend out a hand while I was street performing. But he actually chased me down in town the next day. I was sitting outside of a Lowe's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and he was like, "Hey man, that video hit like 500,000 views overnight." I I didn't know nothing about it because I didn't have a phone. I didn't have a use for a phone. You know what I mean? I was homeless, didn't have nowhere to charge it. But yeah, my manager found me about 2 weeks after that, and well, his brother found me, and he was trying to find another male artist, and ended up finding me, and it was a grace of God kind of thing, to be honest, because I was in a pretty heavy active addiction at the time, and because of this, I was able to drop it. I've been 8 months clean off everything.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Appreciate
man.
it.
That is an amazing story. Congratulations on that, man. And you've definitely had some talent, man. You killed that song.
Thank you. I've only gotten better since then, man. I think I look back at that video and I just kind of shake my head sometimes. I guess that's somehow I'll have to get used to, though. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know a number of artists and performers that absolutely hate seeing any recording of themselves because while anyone else watching it can see just like, "Oh my God, that was amazing how you did this." The person performing it is just like, "Okay, in my mind, I was here. I was potentially checked out maybe, or oh my God, I flubbed this thing up and I know it. Everyone else probably didn't know it or pay attention to it,
Oh
but
yeah,
I know it."
yeah. You're able to pick yourself apart a lot better than anybody else is. You're always your own worst critic. That's what I was
Exactly.
always told. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when is
Um,
your so you have a song coming out June 20th, right?
Yep. Yep. It's
And
called My Old Man.
is anybody gonna be on there or like a feature?
No, it's a single that I've dropped. Sure. All right. So people that are playing on the studio recording were Seth Roush from Keith Urban's band. He played drums. I had John Thomason. He was playing bass, right? From Little Big Town. He's the band leader for them. And then I had John Conley on my lead guitar, which he played for Kenny Chesney and George Strait for a real long time. But yeah, I couldn't ask for a more solid studio band. You know what I mean?
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, Michael Hughes over at Hartwell Studios is the wizard behind the board. I like to say he put together some really good songs for me.
Do you have an
so
album coming out soon?
I'll be dropping an album with September or October. Yeah. Yeah, I got to go back and record the other 7 songs, but it'll be titled "Riding Shotgun with the Devil." After a Rowdy Johnson song that he was gracious enough to let me cover.
um, so what would you say is from your perspective, or at least for you, is the biggest challenge when it comes to songwriting? Because I know some people say, like, I usually start with lyrics and then tailor the music around that, and then some people do it the complete opposite way and they find a flow or a musical line that works for them, and then they build a song around that according to what that emotion makes them feel. So that's just something always I enjoy hearing people tell about
Yeah.
their own songwriting process.
So it's hit or miss for me because I had written here and there years ago, but it was nothing I really stuck with up until about 7 months ago because I was just so
Mhm.
messed up at the time. But once I got
Mhm.
clean, it could start with a lick or it could start with a lyric. Like my last song, started. Me and my manager live in the same house, so like 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting here playing this little guitar lick. I run to his room and I was like, "Hey, you got to hear this." And he wasn't really paying attention, and I was like, "All right." So I ran back to my room and I added a quick lyric to it and played it a second and add another lyric to it. And I still haven't written down the lyrics to this new song that I just wrote. It's called The Highway Diary. But yeah, like I said, it can go one way or another. Sometimes I come up with licks. Sometimes it's the like my dad's song. It started off with the first lyric talking about his this Florida Gators hat he had. And I don't know if y'all have caught anything on my Facebook, but I am far from a Florida Gators fan. There was enough blue and orange in my house to make a man sick growing up. So, but yeah, I guess it all depends on the color of my mood ring that day.
Fair. I enjoy how you say that too. Yeah, hell yeah.
For sure.
And you did some covers on YouTube, right?
I got a few. I got a Charlie Pride cover I did when he passed away, and I think it's a Chris Stapleton cover.
Yeah, it went out for a second.
Yeah, somebody was calling through. My bad.
Oh, you're fine, man.
But yeah, I haven't been really too intent on my YouTube page like I should be. But whenever these songs drop, I'll be having a lot more stuff come out on it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that'll definitely be in the description.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be looking forward to seeing what happens on there.
Right on, right on. There'll be some good stuff. I'm super excited.
Well, I had a question. I think it was probably pertaining to is there I know you, without being too specific, or do you have anything in the works that you're trying to get moving forward, or plans as far as, you know, big projects that you want to try and get off the ground, in that to set up, you know, either an immediate short-term thing or a long-term goal, just kind of what you have planned for yourself in the future that you feel comfortable talking about?
Yeah. Okay, so I had this thing happen the other day when we were in Georgia, and we were going through Ackworth, Georgia, and I was talking to my manager about this situation where these police officers really helped me out because I was coming through there and I was homeless. I was living out of my girlfriend's car at the time, and we got kicked out of where we were sleeping in Fulton, Georgia, or Atlanta. But we ended up making it to Ackworth before we ran out of gas, and they helped us out the next morning. They bought me like 2 packs of cigarettes, food, filled my gas tank. They were super cool. Gave us police patches. Like they went above and beyond. And I went back. We were coming back through there years later, and George was like, "Well, let's stop in and tell them about it." And make a long story short, basically, they had this like sober, it's like a sober living situation they got going on. They're setting up some sober living houses, and they're wanting me to do some guest speaking at them, like come there and do like one, then the other, like like a 3-day period. But that's something I'm really looking forward to getting to do. You know, especially somebody with my background and what I've been through. I feel like the best thing I could do is give back on it. You know what I mean? Try to help somebody along the way.
That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that, and for yourself and for the 2 officers that helped you. I think that's something we're lacking is nobody reports the positivity as much as they used to anymore. It's all just, you know, so much naysaying, and I'm not saying that there isn't a lack of anything to naysay about. People don't talk about the happy things as much as they used to anymore because I don't know if they just don't look at it the same way, or whatever the case may be. But just hearing that story is really reaffirming to hopefully a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, something I've realized is social media and the media, they love and they feed off of drama. Unless you put the positivity out there, you be the light that you want to see. You know what I mean?
Well, that kind of brings me back to one of my favorite George Carlin quotes when he was just like, I love a conversation with a person, because a person is capable of intelligent thought, rational thought. They can change their mind if they want to. You can get into an argument with a person and still remain friends. People are effing stupid.
Well, most definitely. Oh, George Carlin was one of my favorites. He told it like it was.
Yeah, and I don't think we have a lot of people doing that anymore. Or at least they not until somebody wants to shut them up on rightly or wrongly. So yeah, I just feel like at some point we're being a little overly critical about things, and we can tell ourselves to lighten up as a whole in some respects.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're still good out there in the world.
Absolutely. And I hope that we hear about more and more of it every day.
Most definitely. As long as we're out there doing good, people will see it. And it'll be like a pinball effect. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's the way I look at it.
When you
That's a
was in Little Rock, Arkansas, did you ever see the officer call me Norman?
I don't think I did.
He's the famous police officer that helps people out and stuff, and like takes them out to eat and stuff like that, and gives
Yeah,
gifts.
I don't think I ever met him. Was he in Little Rock or North Little Rock?
I think Little Rock.
Yeah, because North Little Rock's pretty big. It's like a subdivision. That's where I was at.
Okay.
And they have like a different police station, like police department. I didn't really make it into like downtown Little Rock or nothing like that.
Yeah.
It
And
can be a rough crowd when you're homeless over there.
and about that show in Breathitt County, tell us what time it starts and stuff, and
Well, tomorrow we're starting at 6 o'clock and ending at 10. And then we're starting at 4 on Saturday and ending at 10.
all right, and it's at Mike Halcomb Athletic Complex, right? The football field.
Yep. I'd like to give a shout out. Tomorrow will be my big sister's first big show. She's got the same manager as me, Honey Wright. If you're watching this, I love you. You got this tomorrow.
Good luck to her for sure, and she's gonna kill it, and so are you. You're gonna kill it too.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man.
So we were lucky enough to be able to get the approval for you to play a song for us. And
Yeah.
I personally am waiting for this with great enjoyment. I don't know yeah, I mean, if we can do it now, I would love to, but if we have more things we need to talk about, I'm happy to do those too.
That's up to y'all, man. Let me know.
I'll
I mean,
I'll ask you one more question if that's okay.
Sounds good.
All right, and well, let me see. I kind of forgot what I was gonna ask.
That's my fault. I'll take the blame for that one.
No, you're fine. Who is who has who has inspired you like to continue to like follow your dreams? I know we asked like who was your biggest inspiration in music and stuff, but who was your biggest inspiration to like never quit with music and stuff?
Well, there's a few. I don't think I can pinpoint one person because it's been a collective of all the people I've run into that just keep on instilling this hope in me. You know what I mean? It's everybody that I've come across. It's kind of inspired me to keep going. Because I'll be honest with you, 8 months ago I had a lot of doubts, and man, everybody that's been there to support me has inspired me and pushed me to be where I'm at today, and hopefully further myself down the road.
Yes, sir.
Well, with a story like yours, I certainly think that you're going to draw a sort of positivity like moths to a flame of people. So I wish you the best in your travels, and I look forward to seeing what you have coming out here in the future. I did also, after Seth asked his question, I thought of another one. If you had the opportunity to at least jam with somebody, you know, living, dead, whatever the case may be, who would you want to do that with?
Oof, that's a good question. Dead, it'd probably be Keith Whitley.
Oh, okay.
Now, still living, I'm like I said, it's between Keith Whitley and Eric Church. I really want to play with Eric Church one of these days.
That entirely fair. I love both of those answers.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the song you're going to be playing for us.
All right, so two of the guys that I look up to, and my manager included, it's probably their favorite cover that I do. I'm gonna save my original stuff for when it drops here soon. But y'all like Don Williams? Here's a Don Williams song for you.
Okay.
Song's called "If Hollywood Don't Need You." Okay. Let's see. This camera fixed. There we go. Yeah. Well, you know, not much good at writing letters, so I gave up and decided that I call. No, there's really not much news to tell you. 'Cause things around here, they never change at all. With snow today, it's cold here for November. But I hear the weather's warm out there. So if you see Burt Reynolds, would you shake his hand for me? Tell old Burt that I've seen all his movies. I hope you make the big time. I hope your dreams come true. But if Hollywood don't need you, honey, I still do. Last night I drove truck to Amarillo. Me and a friend, we shared a laugh or two. But lately we don't cut up like we used to. It's all that I can't think about is you. But I know this is what you always wanted. But I know now that all I want is you. So if you see Burt Reynolds, would you shake his hand for me? Tell old Burt that I've seen all his movies. I hope you make the big time. I hope your dreams come true. But if Hollywood don't need you, honey, I still do. Oh, and if Hollywood don't need you, honey, I still do.
Good job, man.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah. What is your email so somebody can book you for shows and stuff?
All right, so I got two. We got Gmore Talent, which is GMOORE TALENT @gmail.com. Or you can get a hold of me at westshippmusic@gmail.com. But definitely go with the Gmore Talent one first, because I check my Facebook messages more than I check my emails. But or you can also contact me on West Ship Music on Facebook.
Awesome. Well, I certainly am going to go try to find a certain movie now with a mustached fella. So thank you for that.
Hey, old Smokey the Bandit
so-
never did me wrong.
Touche. I mean, why not make it a marathon? But who's keeping count at this point?
Right.
So thank you very much for that. I'm not trying to end the conversation or anything. I just wanted to say thank you for making me want to watch a Burt Reynolds movie now.
He was great, man. He was great. The mustache was It spoke volumes for a lot of guys like him.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. They're just kind of like Tom Selleck. He's one of those people you don't ever want to imagine without facial hair, because
Or Sam Elliott. I don't know if you ever seen Sam Elliott without a mustache, but it's weird.
I don't want to. The only time I remember seeing Tom Selleck without facial hair was in the movie In and Out, and it was a great movie. Don't get me wrong, but then I'm just the entire time I'm just like, who is this person? I recognize this voice, and then I'm just like at the end of the movie, and it's like, oh, that was Tom Selleck without a mustache. Why?
Yeah, that's like seeing Reba blonde. It just it didn't sit right with me.
Oh, why did you do that to me? Why?
I forget which album she had out, but I seen it, and it wasn't bad, but it was like going to take a drink of whiskey and it being chocolate milk. Like I love chocolate milk, but I wasn't expecting it.
That is a very interesting comparison. I'm going to steal that expression now.
Well, I stole it and passed it on. So
There we go.
Stole from George.
There we go. I mean, it's kind of like I say whenever I sometimes when I use the soundboard at the theater that we're doing, it has a lot of advanced capabilities that I don't hardly ever get to use. So I just make the expression sometimes that it's like giving a Ferrari to an Amish person.
I like that. I like that. Cool. I'll steal that one so we're even.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, I want to thank Malcolm for co-hosting, and I definitely want to thank Wes Shipp for being on. And you guys should definitely go see him Saturday night at what is it called?
Mike Holcomb Sports Complex
Yes.
in Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, Kentucky. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Breathitt County.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from Eastern Kentucky who'll be watching this. I'm from Knott County, and
Mhm.
he's from Pike County.
Yep.
Yeah, you can find it on if you look up Breathitt Rising on Facebook. There's a flyer that comes up. It needs to be a little updated because of the artist, but it'll tell you where we're at least.
Hell yeah.
I definitely want to thank Wes Shipp for being on. I want to thank Malcolm for co-hosting, and definitely go watch Wes Shipp at Mike Holcomb Athletic Complex Saturday night. And it's from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday and 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday night, as well as Kentucky Music Mafia will be headlining Friday night and West Shipp will be headlining Saturday night. I want to thank him for being on the pod. I want to thank Wes for being on the podcast, and I want to thank Malcolm for co-hosting. And I want to thank you guys for subscribing. And you guys have a good night, and God bless.